Welcome to Copilot Podcasts. You know that awkward moment when you find out your dad isn't actually your dad? Now imagine that happening in front of the entire Marvel universe. Today, we're diving into one of comics' most complicated family trees, Magneto and his 3 children. We'll explore the shocking twists, controversial changes, and the real meaning of family in the world of mutants.
And trust me, this family drama makes your typical Thanksgiving dinner look like a peaceful meditation retreat.
So let's start with the basics. Who exactly are Magneto's children?
Well, for decades, everyone thought they knew the answer to that question. The most famous were the twins, Wanda Maximoff, also known as the Scarlet Witch, and her brother Pietro, or Quicksilver.
But there's more to this story, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. The third child, and currently his only confirmed biological offspring, is Lorna Dane, also known as Polaris.
Wait, what do you mean by currently confirmed? I thought Wanda and Pietro were definitely his kids?
That's where things get complicated. In 2014, during the Axis event, Marvel dropped a bombshell. Wanda and Pietro weren't actually Magneto's biological children.
You're kidding! After all those years?
Yep. The reveal showed that their real parents were Django and Maria Maximoff. It was a huge controversy in the comics community.
How did fans react to this change?
Not well at all. According to recent articles, it's still considered one of Marvel's worst retcons. Many fans are hoping it'll be reversed, especially now that we're in 2026.
Let's talk about the relationship between Magneto and the twins before this revelation.
It was complicated, to say the least. Magneto actually recruited them into his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants before anyone knew about their supposed family connection.
Wait, so he was basically their evil boss before being their dad?
Exactly. And he wasn't exactly Father of the Year material. He treated them pretty terribly, especially Pietro.
How so?
Well, according to recent comics, Quicksilver was always desperate for Magneto's attention and praise, but Magneto just treated him with disrespect and condescension.
That's rough.
It gets worse. Magneto actually murdered Quicksilver after the House of M event.
He what?
Yeah, though Pietro was later resurrected. But their relationship was never the same after that.
What about Wanda? How was her relationship with Magneto?
It was less hostile, but still complex. Recent Krakoa-era comics show them maintaining a chosen father-daughter relationship, even after the revelation that they're not biologically related.
That's interesting. So they chose to keep their bond despite everything?
Exactly. It speaks to this larger theme about chosen family versus biological family in the X-Men universe.
Let's talk about Lorna Dane, Magneto's only confirmed biological child. What's her story?
Lorna, also known as Polaris, has her own complicated history. She was born from an affair between her mother, Susanna, and Magneto.
Oh, so drama runs in the family?
You could say that. She has a tragic background. She accidentally killed her parents as a child when her mutant powers first manifested.
Her powers, they're similar to Magneto's, right?
Yes, she inherited his magnetic abilities, which makes their connection even more significant.
You mentioned earlier that some fans want the Wanda and Pietro retcon reversed. Why is that so important to people?
Well, it's fascinating, actually. The Magneto family dynamic was deeply embedded in Marvel mythology for decades. The 2014 change felt arbitrary to many readers.
Was there a reason for the change?
Many fans believe it was related to movie rights. At the time, Fox owned the X-Men film rights, while Marvel had the Avengers.
Ah, so it was more about business than storytelling?
That's what many readers think. And interestingly, now that Disney owns both properties, there's speculation the relationship might be restored.
Speaking of recent developments, what's happening with Magneto now?
Well, Magneto actually died during the AXE Judgment Day event, but he was recently brought back to life in the Resurrection of Magneto series.
Death isn't very permanent in comics, is it?
Not usually, no. But this resurrection was particularly interesting because it was partially against his will.
How have his relationships with his children evolved in recent years?
There's actually a recent storyline where he sent a mysterious package to Wanda and Pietro, but Pietro refused to even open it.
Still holding grudges, huh?
Well, when your dad has tried to kill you, it tends to complicate the relationship.
You know, it's interesting how Magneto's character has evolved over the years. He's gone from villain to anti-hero to sometimes even hero.
That's true. Some writers have compared him to historical figures like Malcolm X and Menachem Begin, complex leaders fighting for their people's rights.
That adds another layer to his relationship with his children, doesn't it?
Absolutely. His experiences as a Holocaust survivor shaped his worldview and, by extension, his parenting style, or lack thereof.
It's almost like his mission to protect mutant kind became more important than his own family.
Exactly. There's this quote from the comics where he says, "Strike my family down." It was meant to be this dramatic moment, but it ended up symbolizing how he'd already done that himself, metaphorically speaking.
That's pretty deep.
Marvel has actually teased an even greater emphasis on the Magneto family in upcoming stories.
Really? What can we expect?
Well, they're calling it the post-Krakoa era, but details are still under wraps. It could potentially address some of these long-standing family issues.
Do you think they might finally reverse that controversial retcon?
It's possible. The fans have been vocal about wanting it, and Marvel seems to be listening more to fan feedback these days.
What do you think makes this family dynamic so compelling to readers?
I think it's because it reflects real family complexities. The idea that sometimes the people we choose to call family are more important than biological connections.
And yet the biological connection to Lorna remains important.
Right, it creates this interesting contrast. Lorna is his biological child, but often seems to have the least dramatic relationship with him.
Maybe because she never had to deal with the are they or aren't they drama of the twins.
Exactly. Sometimes certainty, even in a complicated relationship, is better than constant doubt.
So what's the takeaway from all this family drama?
I think it's that family, whether chosen or biological, is complicated. Even superheroes with incredible powers can't escape that reality.
And sometimes the family you choose
Is just as real as the family you're born into, even if a comic book retcon tries to tell you otherwise.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Co-Pilot Podcasts. Remember, folks, if you think your family reunions are tough, at least your dad probably hasn't tried to conquer the world or murder your brother.
Yet.